Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Anti-Social Chat Show. And I am one of your co-hosts, Tara Tamiko, digital marketing consultant. And I'm here with the lovely co-host of mine,
Eleanor. Hi, I'm Eleanor Gould from Creative Copywriting, Chief Copywriter and Undomestic Goddess. So Tara.
Hello. Before we go any further, I have to ask, we've done quite a few of these episodes. Why do you say undomestic goddess?
Because it's funny. Because I am an undomestic.
That's what I want to say. Is it true? You know Nigella Lawson then?
No, I'm not. I'll it's just not my skill set. And I know, some people really enjoy cooking. I don't. I can cook, obviously. And so it's just a kind of joke, really. So, yeah.
Oh, no.
So all my skills are really my business focused, really, more than, other way.
This ties in very neatly to what I'd like to speak about today. I did a poll. I'm not sure if everybody's aware, but I did another poll, like doing my polls, just to find out what people call themselves. And I'm really intrigued because I'd love to know, whether you see yourself as a business owner, a small business owner, a freelancer. Obviously, there are a lot of people out there who are in jobs, so they're employees. And I think the other one on the poll was entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. What's your take on it? I know it's not about you labeling yourself, but which one do you gravitate towards?
Well, that's a really interesting question. And actually, there was a post on LinkedIn about this, and I'll put it in the links below by a very intelligent chap who spoke about this. And it's interesting because I haven't got really a problem with what people like to call themselves. It's a very powerful thing. So I know some people don't like it when people call themselves mumpreneurs or dadpreneurs. There's that big thing in Facebook a while ago. But actually, it doesn't bother me what other people call themselves, because how they identify of themselves is up to them. That's what I'll say first. However, I don't identify myself personally as an entrepreneur, because I see myself as a small business owner providing a business. And the reason I say that is probably because of my upbringing. My father was an entrepreneur. Okay. And we, the people who I see as, entrepreneurs are people like Sugar or Richard Branson, the sort of people who can walk around and see an opportunity in everything. Now, I can see lots of ideas around everything, but I won't execute those ideas. I'll give them to my clients who are entrepreneurs to execute instead. So, that is difference I see as an entrepreneur. It's a bit different. It's a bit like, say, for example, you were a plumber and you've got a small business service in the community. That guy or lady I see as a small business owner. But then if he or she were to expand, take on more plumbers and start selling widgets and branding himself and going global, that's when I'd think, actually, you're an entrepreneur. But that's only my definition of it.
Right.
So I see small business owners or, just sole traders calling themselves entrepreneurs. I haven't got a problem with that, but it's just not how I identify it. So I just want to get that clear before everyone's going, now I'm an entrepreneur.
I like you're so diplomatic. We actually agree. I like when we agree sometimes. Actually, no, it gets a bit boring if we keep on agreeing. But this was one of my things because I'm referred to as an entrepreneur. Yeah, I don't like being referred to as an entrepreneur because to me, an entrepreneur is someone who has, as you mentioned, taken an opportunity, but not just that, they have come up with something innovative, or they're doing something, taking something that already exists and putting a new spin on it. I'm a digital marketing consultant. I'm very skillful and I have a lot of value to offer to my clients, but I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm just, really pointing them in the right direction. But yeah, I don't know. I think that since the Richard Branson days, everybody is calling themselves an entrepreneur.
Well, I think also since Richard Branson days, and Sugar and people like that, the world has changed. And so now you can literally, leave college or school and set up a startup, go be a digital nomad. Those options, because we didn't have the access to the internet like we do today, weren't around when we left school. So for someone to say, I tell you what.
What do you mean when you left school? They were there when I left school. I'm just joking. No, when we left school.
It wasn't the option, right, go off and be an entrepreneur. That was kind of what, the people were a bit, people could get jobs did basically, but no, but you know what I mean? No, I'm joking. It was, it was the real stars. But now, thankfully, because the world's changed so much, we can all be entrepreneurs. We can all start a business. We can all, or not we can all do it, but that option is
there.
Yeah, because of the internet and the digital world we live in. Like you couldn't, you look at digital nomad, you could be on a beach or what have you, anywhere in the world and work nowadays. That was never an option. Never an option.
And now it's a cliche, really, isn't it? Like I'm on the beach. Who really works on the beach? I'm not taking my Mac on the beach to get sanded. I'm
not going on a beach.
Yeah, that's a good point there. Okay, so now you just raised something else for me. Like I consider myself a small business owner because I'm, running a business, and the plan is to expand. And I'm not looking forward. I'm not looking to 10x. That's another thing. For me, an entrepreneur wants to 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x. Always looking for the X in things. And I want a nice, solid, profitable growth, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel as if I have an entrepreneurial spirit, an entrepreneurial mind, but we can all have that. We can all dream. It's about executing.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's the question. Do you believe in, you probably know how.
I never know what you're going to come out with.
I know. Do you believe in courses, and I'm talking about university courses on being an entrepreneur, how, those, because I've seen a couple of them. You can get a degree in, I don't know what it's called actually, entrepreneurialism. I don't know, but I've seen them. Entrepreneurship, that's it.
Yes.
Does that make sense to you? Because it doesn't to me, just so that you...
Well, I think you certainly need business skills. So, yeah, so if it's teaching you the basics of running a business, then yes, definitely.
Then why is it called a business course then?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's just like you say. It's another label. Makes you feel good. Different names. It's like all these different names nowadays, or jobs that weren't really around. I mean, when we left school, for example, a content strategist. That sounds good, doesn't it? Or information architect. Wow, that sounds good. It's got the word architect in it. You know what I mean? Oh, wow, I want to be one of them.
Or what about the ones where the jobs have always existed, but they've now got new names, like customer happiness engineer. Happiness engineer. Like, just got to have that.
You know what? I think that's funny. I like it. I want to be a customer happiness engineer.
I don't know.
What do you smile all day and wear bright clothes? That's what it makes you think, doesn't it?
Actually,
you're just like, oh my God, this is just a job from hell.
Actually, this also reminds me, going completely off on a tangent now, but I remember watching Family Fortunes, and the person was asked what she did for a living, and she said she was a hygiene technician. Mm-hmm. And it was like, oh, that's fancy. What's that? Well, I'm a cleaner. Yeah, she liked that. Yeah, she had it right then, didn't she? She has an entrepreneurial spirit.
Well, I think it's good. I used to be a bit, what does that mean? But actually, I love people playing with language in that way.
Right.
Well, it can be quite empowering as well, but really, if you're, trying to be clever with language, especially on things like you can just tell people how you help them, have that, your USP as your, title, rather than this, that, and the other. And people don't really understand it. It's a bit like when people say I'm CEO, it doesn't mean as much as what it meant. Yeah, but CEO of what, and what do you do, and
exactly.
You see what I mean? So it can be really confusing. So I think, if you're going to change your title into something, that sounds good, of course do, but, try and get it to describe how you help people.
Yeah. I know I had one person say, I'm surprised. She said she was surprised that I didn't have consultant on the list, because for me, I see that more as, if I'm running a business, then my title within my business is a consultant, but it's business. But anyway, it's by the by. So I think we should just kind of wrap it up a little bit now, and I think we'll drop links and people can take the poll. You can all take the poll. Love to know your thoughts, and would love to know whether you see yourself as an entrepreneur, small business owner, or freelancer.
Yeah, I love people's titles. I really love people's titles. So you've got a title, please put it below.
Yes, that would be
fun.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
All right then, that's Toodle Pips from me, and
it's Lovely Piece of Make Copy from me.
See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.